Part 8. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 73. Young master, there is actually a holy land in front of you on the left. Should we take a detour and go there to rob it? Concubine Murong's beautiful eyes were filled with mist, and she suddenly suggested. Not going. Qin Changsheng flatly refused, feeling ashamed in his heart. What kind of little maid did he find? His addiction to robbery is too great. I actually want to take a detour to rob. There are so many saints gathered in the gilded imperial city ahead, so that is my goal. After continuing to fly for a while, looking from a distance, a huge city had already appeared in front of the three people. Although Qin Changsheng had long thought about it, as the most central, most prosperous place in the Guild domain, the Guild Imperial City should be quite big. But the real situation is that it is much bigger than Qin Changsheng thought. If the other cities passing by on the road were surrounded by mountains, they were either built according to the mountains, or built directly between the mountains, using the mountains as part of the walls. And the Gilded Imperial City there are mountains inside. And it's not one mountain, but countless mountains. That's right, this imperial city is surrounded by mountains, which shows how huge its scope is. Looking from a distance, the shadowy figures are not the city walls and buildings, but the endless mountains that stand out the most. Oops, is that the Gilded Imperial City? This is too big. Standing on the bloody red Luan, Concubine Murong couldn't help but admire when she saw the shadow of the Gilded Imperial City. The Gilded Imperial City is divided into three levels: the Imperial City, the Inner City, and the Outer City. But this is not the end. Outside the Imperial City, there is also a circle of border cities named after their directions, such as the East Border City, the West Border City, the Northwest Border City, the Southeast Border City, etc. There are 8 in total. Each of these border towns has 5 or 6 times the size of the ordinary cities we pass by. The Imperial City in the middle, the Inner City and the Outer City combined are 10 times the size of an ordinary city. Gu Qingxiu is the kind of person who doesn't talk but is very organized. He obviously did his homework on the way and explained to Qin Changsheng and Murong Fei. In addition, he also told many rules. For example, when entering the city you can't fly in. Especially the Gilded Imperial City. Even if it's an outer city, you can't break into it without permission. You have to enter through the main entrance, etc. Obviously, seeing the shadow, they flew for more than half an hour before finally arriving at their destination. Southeast Border Town. Patting the spirit beast bag on his waist, the bloody red Luan chirped in a low voice, but still flew in. This spirit beast bag is also one of the trophies of the beast controlling demon section. It has its own space inside, which can store living things. Didn't you see it yesterday? The saint of Dongxiu is really the goddess of heaven, she looks so beautiful and fragrant. I actually feel that the saint of Loxia should be better, but just one glance made me unable to extricate myself. I prefer the type of unintentional which, tisk tisk, that voluptuous figure makes people lose their minds at just one glance. Before entering the southeastern border city, the three of them were at the gate of the city. They heard several people gathering together and talking. They must have met these people in the past few days. Qin Changsheng didn't say anything after hearing this. Concubine Murong, but he raised his eyebrows, became interested instantly, and moved closer. Is that Dongxiu saint, Loxia fairy, etc. really so beautiful that you are talking about? Concubine Murong said. Of course it's beautiful, One of them replied subconsciously, and then looked back. This time, the man was instantly shocked. After several other people looked over, they were instantly attracted by Murong Fei and Gu Qingxiu. He, are we as beautiful as me and my sister? Concubine Murong put her arms around Gu Qingxiu's shoulders and brought the two charming faces together, but with different styles. Yes, no. No. Not, the girl and them, just like each other. No. I feel like the girl, is more beautiful. I feel that the girl's sister is more beautiful. A few people were simply dumbfounded and said incoherently. The ones they saw before were only seen from a distance. How could they have seen it so close and had such a huge impact? The most important thing is yes, these are two people together, each one is stunning in the world. He, let me tell you a secret. That holy lady of Dongsu, our young master slept with her. We can come and go at will in Saintess Loxia's boudoir. And that careless little witch, the most private self-portraits are all in the hands of our young master. After concubine Murong finished speaking, she and Gu Qingxiu smiled and walked into the southeastern border city with Qin Changsheng on their arms. But those people, stood there for a long time before they slowly came to their senses. Oh my God, these two girls who appeared out of nowhere are actually on par with those saints. No. I really feel that these two girls are more beautiful. None of this is important, I just want to know, who is that man, he, can actually let these two girls be called young masters, and hold one of them in his arms. Wait a minute, did that stunning fairy just say something else? Saint Dongxiu was slept with by their young master, that is, that man? Can you enter and exit Saintess Loxia's boudoir at will? And that self-portrait of the Wuxan saint, what is it again? It shouldn't be true, how is this possible? If there weren't those two stunning fairies, I would definitely be lying, but if he can have those two stunning fairies, others, are really possible. No. I don't accept it. The saint of Loxia is the goddess of my dreams. Several people, were all in a state of confusion. You're so boring, what do you mean I slept with the saint of Dongxiu? Qin Changsheng, on his side, smiled and cursed at concubine Murong angrily. Oops, didn't we sleep in her cave all night? Everyone sleeps on the same ice jade bed, doesn't it count as sleeping on it? Qin Changsheng was, shocked when he heard this. How can it be explained like this? While talking, a group of 3 people had already entered the southeastern border city. According to the information brought back by the elders of Qingyun Holy Land, Holy Lord Qingyun should be in the southeastern border city, waiting for Gu Qingxiu and Qingyun Zhenzi. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 74. Oh my God, those 2 women over there, are so beautiful. The figure in red clothes is enchanting, the eyes are charming, and the white clothes are cold and elegant, as if they were relegated to the earth. A pair of jade beauties appeared out of nowhere. Generally speaking, a peerless beauty who can be so spiritual should have good qualifications. Could it be that these 2 women are also saints of which sex Holy Land? Impossible, didn't you see the man in the middle? Whose saint is not a superior being? How could she be hugged by a man like this, and this man directly hugged 2 of them? I am so envious, even if they are not saints, the beauty of these 2 girls is no worse than those of saints. After entering the southeastern border town, there were countless people who were amazed by the 2 girls. There was a lot of envy, jealousy, and hatred in Qin Changsheng's eyes. However, Qin Changsheng was not aware of this at all. As for concubine Murong and Gu Qingxiu, they had no choice but to deal with such a domineering master. What could they do? Even, there were many people following behind secretly, just to get a second look. When they arrived at the southeastern border city, in the center, on the entire street, they were the ones behind them with the most people. Saint, you are. At the entrance of a compound called King Yungsuan, an elder from the alchemy realm of Qingyun Holy Land saw Gu Qingxiu. Then, everyone was confused. Qingyun Saint Gu Qingxiu. How could you be held by a man? Moreover, the man's other hand was holding a woman whose beauty was not inferior to that of a saint. Saint? Holy shit, this woman in white is really a saint. Oh my God, how could this happen? It was the first time I saw a saint being held in the arms of a man. Not to mention holding her, there is no one even close. The so-called saint girl is taken from the word holy, which represents the appearance of a section. Even those who may marry the Holy Son in the future will not be able to be so close to the Holy Son until they step down as saints. If I remember correctly, this is the residence of King Yun Holy Land. She is King Yun Saint, Gu King Xiu. What? She is the innate immortal spirit Gu King Xiu. When I joined King Yun Holy Land, it caused quite a stir. After all, I have such a good physique. Oh my God, I have some doubts about life. What is going on? The people watching behind were equally confused, and they could hear all kinds of shock sounds. Before, they were shocked by the beauty of concubine Murong and Gu King Xiu, which was reasonable. But now they learned that Gu King Xiu actually after the King Yun Saint, this problem is much more serious than before. And looking at the expression of the King Yun Holy Land elder, I still don't know that man. Where is your holy lord King Yun? Gu King Xiu said nothing. Qin Changshen went straight to the point. Who are you? How dare you talk to me like that? The elder of the Danyuan realm was confused by the scene just now, and after reacting, he was sullen in his heart. When Qin Changshen opened his mouth, he asked him where the holy lord King Yun was. It made him even more angry. This wild boy came out of nowhere, he dared to blaspheme the saint, and he was so arrogant. As he spoke, the Danyuan realm elder's true energy circulated, and he reached out and grabbed Qin Changshen's neck. However, snapped. There was a crisp sound, and the elder in the Danyuan realm was directly sent away by a spiritual energy palm print. Qin Changshen did not look at him and went straight into King Yun Pavilion. The passers-by around were all dumbfounded. Holy shit, this young man is actually in the Danyuan realm. The elders of King Yun Holy Land must be above the 5th level of the Danyuan realm. With a slap, this guy must be at least the 6th or 7th level. Such a young person who is in the 6th or 7th level of Danyuan realm is not yet the holy son of King Yun Holy Land. What the hell is this? Cultivation is not important, the key is this attitude, it is too arrogant. When he came up, he asked Holy Lord King Yun, and even beat away the elders of King Yun Holy Land. Why did he feel like he was here to stir up trouble? Are you kidding me? Holy Lord King Yun is also a strong person in the Qi realm. And I heard that I got some opportunities in the Sea of Chaos 2 days ago, and it is possible to go further. The passers-by around, all looked confused. Originally they were just appreciating beautiful women. Who would have thought that they would find such a big reversal? Wait a minute, this elder from King Yun Holy Land is dead. Another voice came. Everyone around looked even more horrified. Dead. This is going to cause trouble. Please customize, please order in full. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 75. In King Yun Pavilion, Qin Changshen turned around but could not find the figure of Holy Lord King Yun, leaving him speechless. Fortunately, Qin Changshen met another elder from King Yun Holy Land. This was also the only living person left in the entire King Yun Pavilion. With a few tricks, the elder gave a clear account of the movements of Holy Lord King Yun, and then died. It turns out that Holy Lord King Yun really got lucky and got some opportunities in the Eastern Sea of Chaos. After arriving here, he felt that he had faint signs of breakthrough, and he actually found a place to retreat. But before leaving, he left 2 jade slips, saying that he would give them to Saint King Yun and Saint King Yun when they arrived. This jade slip naturally fell into Qin Changshen's hands. After glancing at it, Qin Changshen discovered that this thing was an invitation. It was said that in the southeastern border city, the saints and saints of several sects could gather together before the summit began. The date happens to be today. The location is Loxia Mountain, where Loxia Holy Land is located in the southeastern border town. Master, what should I do? Concubine Murong also looked at the contents of the jade slip and asked. She didn't care about Holy Lord King Yun. But she was anxious to go to the eastern barren continent to find her master Muruoxi. But she was very aware of Qin Changshen's character. He was extremely domineering and crazy. And he especially liked to control the situation. Qin Changshen would definitely not feel at ease unless the hidden danger of Holy Lord King Yun was resolved. It's okay, let's go take a look first, don't be in a hurry. Qin Changshen chuckled. Murong Fei thought, well. Qin Changshen really likes it, and everything is under his control. But what Murong Fei never expected is, compared to Holy Lord King Yun, all these things come together. The saints who are together are more important. Not to mention anything else. Just here in the southeastern border city, there are the Saint of Loxia and the Saint of Dongxiu. One is at the first level of Danyuan realm, and the other is at the second level of Danyuan realm. The Dongbian city next door is where demon cultivators gather. There are also two saints from the bloodthirsty demon sect and the heartless demon sect. It seems that they are also the cultivation base of the Danyuan realm. These 4 Danyuan realm plus get up, gain 10 times, that's a lot of upgrade experience. Also, are these just Qin Changshen's goals? In addition, there are 6 border cities. One border city, calculated as 2 saints, there are also 12 saints. If they were snatched together, it would be absolutely wonderful. No one is rich without windfall, and a horse is not fat without night grass. On the way here, Qin Changshen actually had this idea. Only however, this matter is of great importance and must be carefully considered. After all, this is the Gilded Imperial City, where the Lord of the Gilded Domain lives. And the Lord of the Gilded Domain is a person in the realm of unity. Super strong person. After walking out of King Yungsuan, a large group of people were still surrounding the door of King Yungsuan, talking non-stop. What are you looking at? I don't even recognize my own dog, so what if I kill it? Qin Changshen cursed extremely arrogantly. Passers-by. Your own dog. Do not know you. This is, Holy Sun King Yun. No. Didn't you say it didn't belong to Holy Sun King Yun? I just said, it should be the Holy Sun King Yun himself. Otherwise, how could he be so bold and kill him at the gate of King Yungsuan? Yes, yes, the saint is right, and the saint should be right too. That elder is the resident elder of King Yun Holy Land, in King Yungsuan, the southeastern border city. He hasn't been back for a few years. Didn't even recognize it. However, this Holy Sun King Yun is quite arrogant and domineering. It's just that I didn't recognize him. I'll kill him if he says so. It's normal. I've heard it before. Holy Sun King Yun has average talent and a good temper. He only reached the 5th level of the Danyuan realm when he was 25 or 6 years old. His physique was inspired by Holy Lord King Yun the day after tomorrow. That's not right, he looks only 18 or 19 years old. And in terms of cultivation, the elder who could easily kill the 5th level Danyuan realm just now should be at the 6th or 7th level heaven. Maybe I got some opportunities, so I wasn't recognized. A group of people were talking about it, but the style of painting quickly changed. They all thought that Qin Changshen was the holy son of King Yun. Because they really couldn't think of it. Apart from the holy son of King Yun, who else could be so close to the saint of King Yun? And he was so arrogant and domineering. He rushed to kill the elders of the Holy Land at the gate of King Yungsuan. Holy Sun King Yun? On both sides of Qin Changshen, concubine Murong and Gu Qingxiu also began to be confused at this time. But they soon reacted. Qin Changshen is preparing to, as the Holy Sun King Yun, go to gather with the saints and saints from those sex holy places. After thinking about it again, the two of them realized that this matter was really feasible, because the two elders stationed at Kingyun Holy Land were already dead. Holy Lord Kingyun doesn't know where he is retreating. The entire northwest border city, and even the gilded imperial city. Except for the two of them, they had only heard of and never seen Holy Son Kingyun. As long as they didn't tell anyone, who would know that Qin Changshen, the Holy Son of Kingyun, was a fake. What they just couldn't figure out for the first time was, what on earth was this guy going to do? Why does it seem that the next game is a big chess game? The 10th update, please customize and complete the order. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 76. Loxia Mountain is located in the northwest corner of the southeastern border city. It is the residence of the Loxia Holy Land in the southeastern border city. This small gathering was initiated by the Loxia Holy Land. It was said to be a tea and Taoist discussion, so that these saints and saints from the southeastern region of the Gilded region could get to know each other and connect with each other. The time happens to be today. Because tomorrow is the day when all the sex holy places will collectively enter the outer city and hold a summit. Basically, they have all arrived today. Ding ding, dong dong. A group of 3 people had just arrived at the foot of Loxia Mountain when they vaguely heard the sound of a piano. Hey, there's someone playing the piano. However, the sound of the piano is far inferior to the young masters. After listening to the music for a while, concubine Murong said to Qin Changshen with a smile like a flower. Although you are suspected of being a flatterer, you still have some sense of taste. Qin Changshen chuckled. Gu Qingxiu on the side was so troubled by these two people that she didn't know whether to speak or not. She could also hear that the sound of the piano really lacked a lot of charm compared to Qin Changshen's. But now Qin Changshen blocked his words. If he said yes, he would be trying to flatter someone, but if he didn't say it, he would be in poor taste. Sister, just wait for me. Let's go up together. Sidu Jingxiang, can you stop flying so fast? I can't keep up. Just when the 3 of them were about to go up the mountain, a little boy's voice suddenly sounded. Turning around, the 3 of them saw a very funny picture. In front of them, there was a petite man wearing a light blue palace dress. The figure is walking through the air. And behind, no, to be precise, below, a little boy about 7 or 8 years old is chasing after him at a fast pace. Haha, I don't care about you. Slightly. In mid-air, the light blue figure stopped and deliberately made faces at the little boy below, sticking out its tongue and teasing him. Sidu Jingxiang? Could it be that this little girl is the saint of Dongxiu Holy Land, Sidu Jingxiang? Seeing that figure, Gu Qingxiu said. Judging from this style of clothing, that's it? Murong Fei whispered. Although they haven't met Sidu Jingxiang yet, they have already slept in her cave. This girl is obviously an extreme lover of palace attire, and the cave is full of all kinds of things. Palace attire and skirts. Concubine Murong had worn several sets before, and she squirmed a few times in front of Qin Changshen. As she spoke, the light blue figure in mid-air had also arrived at Loxia Mountain. The flight stopped at the door. Although I was invited, it would naturally not be good to fly in directly. Qin Changshen also saw the appearance of this cave saint. She was very beautiful, very eye-catching, and she had a childlike innocence. Yes, an adult loli. Yes, an adult loli. This Sidu Jingxiang looks about 15 or 16 years old, but she is dressed in an extremely cute style. Spend the night in the cave of the saint of Dongxiu. When he was walking, Qin Changshen had an idea when he looked at the rows of palace costumes that looked very similar to Lolita. This cave saint would not be the kind of Lolita lover in the previous world. Adult little Lolita. Facts have proved. It really is. Sure enough, Lolita has no borders. No, there is no border here, there is no other world. Name, Situ Jingxiang. Physique, innate 7 orifaced exquisite spirit body. Realm, Danyuan realm, first heaven. Combat skills, 8th level combat skills, Dongxiu Tianyi sword technique, peak level, 8th level combat skills, Lingzi finger, peak level, 8th level combat skills, cloud walking movement technique, peak level. The attributes of Situ Jingxiang appeared in his mind, which made Qin Changsheng confirm the identity of this woman. Is this fairy the saint of Dongxiu? Although he knew this, Qin Changsheng still bowed his hands, pretended to be polite, and asked. Murong Fei and Gu Qingxiu heard this and cursed in their hearts. This bad guy, can still be like this the polite side? That's so hypocritical. You've even looted other people's holy places, and you even slept in their caves for a night, okay. Hey, it's me. Who are the 3 young masters? The saint of Dongxiu also bowed Yingying, and then her big eyes scanned the bodies of Qin Changsheng and the others, and asked. Sister, you are flying by yourself without caring about me. I want to go back and tell my father, Just before Qin Changsheng could speak, the 7 or 8-year-old boy also came in front of the 3 of them. Obviously, these 2 people are the saint son and saint daughter of Dongxiu Holy Land, but they are just brother and sister. Name, Situ Zaiwan. Physique, innate star spirit body. Realm, body tempering stage, 5 Zhang realm, 6th heaven. Combat skills, 8th level combat skills, Dongxiu Tianyi sword technique, Xiao Chang, 8th level combat skills, star technique, Xiao Chang, 8th level combat skills, cloud walking movement, Xiao Chang. After taking a look at this little boy's attributes, Qin Changsheng felt a little ashamed. The talents of these 2 siblings are so strong. They are actually the 7th among the 10 most powerful spiritual bodies, the innate 7 aperture exquisite body and the 10th innate starry body. Moreover, this little boy is only 7 or 8 years old, and he is already at the 6th level of the 5 internal organs realm. A few days ago, Qin Changsheng was still at the 3rd level of flesh and blood realm, 2 realms lower than others. It can be seen that there is a gap in qualifications among practitioners. Of course, if calculated according to the current qualifications, the 2 siblings together cannot compare to Qin Changsheng. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 77. Chapter 77, This bad guy doesn't even spare children. I am the Holy Sun King Yun, you can call me Young Master Changsheng. This is King Yun Saint, Gu Qingxiu. As for this one, she is the holy girl of the Scarlet Demon sect, concubine Murong. Qin Changsheng introduced Situ Jingxiang. When she heard Qin Changsheng introduce himself, Situ Jingxiang was stunned for a moment. How come this name was different from what her father told her? But she didn't think much about it, thinking that this Changsheng young master is the name chosen by Saint King Yun. This is why Qin Changsheng dares to introduce it like this. No one knows that I am a fake anyway, so if I give myself the title of Young Master of Longevity, who can say anything? And wait, when concubine Murong was introduced, Situ Jingxiang was even more stunned. The saint of the Red Demon sect? Although in this generation, the righteous monks and the demonic monks are no longer fighting to the death like in ancient times. But the 2 home is still clearly divided. Shouldn't the saint of the devil's path be in the east border city? How could she come to the southeast border city? Hello 3 brothers and sisters, the younger sister is Situ Jingxiang, the saint of Dongxiu, and this is my younger brother, Situ Zaiwan. Situ Jingxiang touched the little boy's head and introduced to the 3 of them. All saints and saints, since you are here, please go up to the mountain and talk about it. Just when a few people were greeting each other, a young man's voice came from the top of the mountain. At the same time, the protective barrier of Loxia Mountain opened a portal. The person who spoke should be the holy son of Loxia, Yu Fei Yang. Obviously, he had sensed Qin Changsheng and others, and even heard their conversation. Qin Changsheng and others were naturally not polite, and stepped into the portal. Looking around, this is a misty building. The mountain peaks are like a sharp sword, piercing the sky. The scenery is quite beautiful. Sister, you are going to fly up with me this time. There are no roads in this mountain. After the little boy saw this mountain, he behaved differently from everyone else. The first goal was to find a road, but the whole mountain was full of cliffs. Where could there be a road? Haha, I don't, you can climb up by yourself. Let you always sue me. Hum hum. Sidu Jingxiang and her brother laughed and said. Just crawl, I'll complain when I go back. The little boy also said angrily, and then he jumped up, and actually started to climb up the cliff. And Sidu Jingxiang followed behind him, and continued to tease him with his childlike innocence. Oh my, these two siblings are so interesting. Behind, Qin Changsheng was amused by these two siblings and couldn't help but chuckle. When Gu Qingxiu and Murongfei heard this, their beautiful eyes looked at Qin Changsheng at the same time. Do you realize that you robbed someone else's hometown, and you feel a little guilty? Gu Qingxiu said softly. She gradually became familiar with Qin Changsheng, and was influenced by Murongfei's character, so she dared to joke with Qin Changsheng. Yes, our young master Changsheng was so gentle and polite just now. I have never seen you be so gentle to me and sister Qingxiu. Concubine Murong was at the side and couldn't help but help. But Qin Changsheng's next words made the two girls almost fall. That's not true. I was thinking about whether to rob these two siblings together during the robbery. It can add a lot of joy. The two women both rolled their eyes, and said that this guy's conscience was discovered. Unexpectedly, this guy didn't even want to let go of his children. Of course, Qin Changsheng was just talking. Although this little kid has good qualifications, his system is only effective for saints. Not long after, there was an open space halfway up Loxia Mountain. Qin Changsheng and others fell one after another. The little boy was also brought up by Qin Changsheng. This made Murongfei and Gu Qingxiu even more speechless. This guy isn't really going to rob me of my two lovely siblings. Thank you, Mr. Changsheng. After coming up, the little boy thanked Qin Changsheng. Sidu Jingxiang also looked at him with thanks. Naturally, she would not really let her brother climb up all the way. But since Qin Changsheng helped bring him up, she can save it. Trouble. All the saints and saints are here. The holy land of Loxia is far away from us. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. A few people had just stood still when the voice just now sounded again. Following the sound, everyone saw a rosy-faced young man with jade-crowned hair sitting under a big tree not far away. In front of Zhang Guqin, he smiled at everyone. Although he said sorry, the man had no intention of getting up, and the smile on his face was a little hypocritical. It's okay, no problem. It turns out that you are Yu Fei Yang, the holy son of Loxia, that innate killing spirit. I heard my father mention you. The adult Lolita Sidu Jingxiang, who was obviously not familiar with the world and didn't care about anything, directly greeted Yu Fei Yang. Innate killing spirit? Hearing this thing, Qin Changsheng quickly took a look at Yu Fei Yang's attributes. Name, Yu Fei Yang. Physique, innate killing spirit body. Realm, Danyuan realm, 7th heaven. Combat skills, 9th grade combat skill killing sword technique, perfection, 9th grade combat skill cloud mist body technique, perfection, the 9th grade combat skill mountain of bones and sea of blood, perfect. It is indeed an innate killing spirit. This thing ranks third among the top 10 most powerful spirits, second only to Qin Changsheng's innate destroying spirit. And the second innate chaotic spirit. In terms of cultivation, Yu Yang is also really good. He is only 23 years old this year and is already at the 7th level of the Danyuan realm. Among his peers, he is definitely extremely dazzling. Exists. But Qin Changshen doesn't care about these. What he cares more about is, what are the qualifications of Saintess Loxia? That is his upgrade experience. But he glanced around and didn't see anything. The figure of the saint in the sunset. Second update, please customize and order in full. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 78. Loxia Mountain, an open space halfway up the mountain. The Holy Son of Loxia, Yu Yang, the two siblings from Dongxiu Holy Land, Qin Changshen, Murong Fei'er and Gu Qingxiu, sat down at the stone table. Yu Yang poured tea for everyone. I didn't expect Fairy Qilian to attend this gathering, which really surprised you. Fairy Qilian is said to be of the bloodline of the mythical beast Fire Kylin, which is very rare in our Holy Land sects like the Gilded Domain. However, when we were in the Eastern Sea of Chaos, although the leader of the Qilian sect also received the invitation, he stated that he would not participate in this summit. It was a pity for me to wait and say that I could not get a glimpse of Fairy Qilian. There are also Saint King Yun, Fairy Qingxiu, and the two saints and saints of Dongxiu Holy Land. We are both one of the 10 most powerful spiritual beings, so we are very destined. As for young Master Changshen, his cultivation level is also very extraordinary. I heard he is already at the 6th level of Danyuan realm. While drinking tea, Yu Yang was talking to everyone. But Yu Yang was very concerned about other people. When it came to Qin Changshen, he just talked about it briefly. Because the real King Yun Saint the Sun is already 25 years old. Although his cultivation level is not bad, it was the Holy Lord King Yun who used all kinds of heavenly materials and earthly treasures to pile it up. In terms of qualifications, he is incomparable with these people. Of course, Qin Changshen is not King Yun. The Holy Sun didn't take Yu Yang's pretentiousness and double-colored eyes seriously at all. He even felt that it was a bit ridiculous. Even your old home in Loxia Holy Land was looted by me. What else do you have to offer? You're just showing off in front of me. Qin Changshen's current goal is to first see the Saint of Loxia, and then launch his own plan and snatch them one by one. Just drinking tea like this is a bit boring. Let me play the piano for everyone to cheer you up. After a few words of greetings, Yu Yang, the Holy Son of Loxia, pointed to the piano next to him and said. Qin Changshen was even more speechless. This guy is addicted to pretending. Play the piano? Forget it. Your piano skills are much worse than our young master, compared to young Master Changshen's. If you really want to listen, you might as well listen to him. Murong concubine's temper is also very hot. And as a little witch, what she dislikes the most is guys like Yu Yang who put up music on air. So when she heard that Yu Yang wanted to play the piano, she couldn't sit still. Okay, she started to retort. But when she was talking, she almost let it slip and called him Mr. Qin Changshen, which made her feel depressed. It's over. She had been made a habit of this guy. Well. Yu Yang was slapped in the face by concubine Murong, and his face turned green and white, feeling really embarrassed. As the Holy Son of Loxia Holy Land, he was born to kill spiritual bodies. How had he ever been said like this before? What he couldn't accept the most was, the person Murong Fei'er said was stronger than him turned out to be Holy Sun King Yun. In the holy places of all the major sects, he is famous as a loser. Even his physique is acquired. Young Master Changshen, you can also play the piano. Yufei Yang City is still very deep. He quickly suppressed his emotions and asked Qin Changsheng with a smile. Won't. Qin Changsheng flatly refused. Just kidding, I'm not here to entertain you, why should I play the piano? Now, the situation is a bit embarrassing. Concubine Murong couldn't help but roll her eyes at Qin Changsheng, this bad guy, tear yourself apart, what a stage. But Qin Changsheng hadn't finished what he said, so he added another sentence casually. Serious people, who can play that thing? This time, the situation became even more embarrassing. Although Qin Changsheng said it casually, the person who wanted to play the piano was Saint Son of Loxia. Isn't this a direct slap in the face, saying that he is not a decent person? Haha, who can play that thing with any seriousness? It made me laugh so hard, Mr. Changsheng, you are so funny. Saint Dongxiu, the adult Lolita Situ Jingxiang didn't notice the embarrassment in the scene at all, and laughed directly. His younger brother also laughed too. The face of Saint Loxia turned black. But he couldn't get angry. In front of so many people, he had to maintain his demeanor. He could only kill Qin Changsheng countless times in his heart. Oops, Mr. Changsheng, please stop being so modest. Who doesn't know that your piano skills are superb? Isn't that right, Sister Kingxiu? Murong concubine continued without giving up. She didn't care about the feelings of Saint Sun Loxia. Now that she could finally get along with this bad guy as a normal person, she had to take revenge. For this reason, she also dragged Gu Kingxiu into the water. Yes, sir. Just play a song. Gu Kingxiu also nodded and said seriously. And her title was obviously a habit and she didn't change it. But at this time, no one heard anything strange. Qin Changsheng was speechless. These two little maids had seized another opportunity to take revenge on themselves. The more they don't want to do something, they have to force themselves to do it. Oops, I get it. Is it because Saintess of the Sunset Cloud is not here, so you don't want to play it? I remember you said on the way that you wanted to play a song for the Saint of Loxia. Concubine Murong spoke again. This time, she took the initiative to mention Saint Luoxia. Although she was taking revenge on Qin Changsheng, she also vaguely knew that Qin Changsheng's thoughts might be to defeat Saint Luoxia, so I took the opportunity to ask why Saint Luoxia was not here. And when she said this, the face of Saint Luoxia became even more ugly. Anyone who knows a little bit about it will know that in Luoxia Holy Land, Saint the Sun and Saint are very at odds. Saint Son of Loxia likes Saint of Loxia, but Saint of Loxia is dismissive of him. Just because he doesn't want to be entangled with him, even in this small gathering, Saint of Loxia no women participated. The saint is actually in the cave above, but she likes to be quiet, so she didn't come to this party. Lord Xiaoshenzi explained while suppressing the resentment in his heart to relieve his embarrassing anger. He really wants to kill people now? Obviously this small party is his home court. He has thought about it. If you have to perform well, you might be able to win the favor of Saint Qingyun or Saint Dongxiu. If you can't get Saint Loxia in the future, there will be other candidates. But how could the reality be like this? These people seem to be standing on the opposite side of me. Next to the good-for-nothing Holy Sun Qingyun? This guy is just a foil that I found out of shame. How can he be compared with a proud emperor like me? And what makes Holy Sun Loxia collapse even more, is still behind. What? The Saint of Loxia is in the cave above. In other words, she can hear the music below. Maybe even listening to us. Okay then, I'll play a song. As he said that, Qin Changsheng took out his guqin. Everyone present had black lines on their faces. Especially the Holy Sun Loxia, the anger in his heart almost made his face turn red. Didn't you say that you can't play the piano? Didn't you say that no serious person could play that thing? Why did you carry the piano with you, and as soon as you heard that Saintess Loxia could hear it, you suddenly took it out and prepared to play it? A song? Are you trying to poach me? But even if you poach someone, can you do it so blatantly? Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 79. Ding ding, dong dong. A melodious sound of the piano continued to echo in the sea of clouds in the mountains. Qin Changshen was dressed in white, sitting cross-legged, and the fingers of his hands were either hooking, twisting, plucking or scratching, turning them into musical notes. The face of Holy Sun Loxia is ugly. Because he could also tell that the charm of Qin Changshen's piano music was much higher than his. What made him even more angry was everyone's attitude. When you come to my place as a guest, it is obvious that I, the host, want to play the piano, but why is he so highly respected? The most irritating thing is that this good-for-nothing Holy Sun Qingyun refused to play at first, so what else can he say? No serious person can play that thing. But as soon as he heard that the Saintess of Loxia could hear it, his attitude suddenly changed. He took out his piano and started playing. Where is the serious person you promised? You are poaching in a very unethical way, do you know that? Ding ding, dong dong. Qin Changshen didn't care about the face of Saint Loxia at all. His goal has always been clear, that is, the saints of the major sects' holy places. As the music of the piano continued to flow, Qin Changshen's entire body floated into the air. The long hair and clothes swing in the wind, and the music of the piano dances with the heaven and earth. It sounds great. Young Master Changshen's musical attainments are indeed very pleasant. The adult little lowly Dongxue saint looked up at Qin Changshen in mid-air. Her big eyes were full of little stars, and she clapped her hands. She still has a childlike innocence, and she doesn't care much about qualifications or achievements. So Qin Changshen didn't have any colored glasses. As for the little kid Situziwen, he clapped his hands and cheered along with his sister. He just came to see the fun. He who couldn't fly in the air watched Qin playing the piano in mid-air. Changsheng's eyes were full of envy. Murongfei and Gu Qingxiu, looking at the two lively siblings, felt sympathy in their hearts. Silly children, you still applauded this bad guy. When he comes. Robbed your house, did you know that? But I have to admit that Qin Changshen's piano music is really special, so the two of them can't help but have a flash of surprise in their eyes. Sex, and the performance of these people was all seen by Yu Yang, the holy son of Loxia. It made him even more angry. This was not the same as what he thought at all. Shouldn't I be the focus of everyone's attention because I am talented and can also play the piano? Why in the end, I was almost ignored. Everyone is looking at the Holy Sun Qingyun with useless qualifications. But Yu Yang's collapse is not over yet. Pa, pa, pa. Qin Changshen had just finished playing a song when a burst of clapping suddenly came from above Loxia Mountain. Then, a woman's voice sounded as light as a dream. Young Master Changshen is a master of the piano. My daughter Yesuxin would like to invite young Master Changshen to come to the cave to have a talk. It's the saint of Loxia Holy Land, Yesuxin. That saint of Loxia, who never showed any kindness to Holy Son of Loxia, unexpectedly invited Qin Changshen to her cave. This made Saint Son of Loxia completely shocked. As if eating a fly, extremely uncomfortable. Men and women are not close to each other, and we are alone and alone, it's actually not good. Qin Changshen's voice came from mid-air. Everyone was shocked. Especially Murongfei and Gu Qingxiu, they almost doubted their own ears. Can men and women be intimate? You actually know this sentence. It's not good for a man and a woman to be alone in the same room. Why didn't you see you being so polite when you held each other in your arms? As for the Holy Son of Loxia, Yu Yang, his mood at this time was even more complicated. Being beaten by the holy invited by Yesuksen, this is a treatment he has never received before. It is something I have dreamed of. This guy is not willing? Why do you feel that I am inferior to you again? But the anger in his heart has calmed down a little. Not meeting, at least it's good. However, oh, it's Sister Suexian. It is said that Sister Suexian is isolated from the world all year round and rarely invites people like this. I really want to see Sister Suexian's style, so don't miss it, Mr. Chang Sheng. Adult little Lolita, Situ Jingxiang said with regret from below. Yu Fei Yang was angry again. You, a holy girl of cave, are you causing trouble? But at this time, Qin Changshen's second sentence slowly, but he spoke again. But, since the saint of Loxia has sincerely invited me, I will reluctantly do it and be abrupt. After saying that, without waiting for Saintess Loxia to speak, he already held Qin in his arms, took 2 steps in the air, and flew into the cave of Saintess Loxia. Everyone below was speechless. Especially concubine Murong. Er and Gu Qingxiu had known for a long time that this bad guy would not miss this opportunity. But they never expected, this bad guy would be so shameless and pretend to be reserved, acting as if everyone was begging him to go. Then when he was about to leave, he suddenly disappeared. And the face of the holy son of Loxia, Yu Fei Yang, could not be described in words. Various emotions such as anger, shame, anger, collapse, etc. were constantly appearing on his face. Changing. The first man who was alone with Saintess Loxia, turned out to be him. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 80. Loxia Mountain, in the Saint Lady's Cave. Qin Changshen looked at Yesuksen, who was wearing a grey robe, and was a little surprised. Loxia Holy Land is a much more powerful place than Qingyun Holy Land. Among the holy lands in the southeastern region of the Gilded Domain, it is also second to none. Qin Changshen also heard Situ Jingxiang say just now that Yesuksen is isolated from the world, rarely communicates with the outside world, and only focuses on cultivation. But what Qin Changshen didn't expect was, this girl was too isolated from the world. The majestic saint of Loxia Holy Land was only wearing an extremely simple grey robe, and her hair was in its most natural state, without any trace of dressing up. Of course, this doesn't stop her from being a stunning beauty. A natural beauty, with a bare face, without any dust or smoke pollution, the purest beauty. That feeling is like that of a certain internet celebrity in the past life, Li Ziqi. But Qin Changshen didn't know much about whether that internet celebrity was a created persona. But this Yesuksen is definitely a truly untainted existence. Qin Changshen even had a feeling. Throw this girl into a barren mountain. I'm afraid this girl won't panic at all. Instead, she will fall in love with the feeling of living and practicing alone. Name, Yesuksen. Bloodline, innate ice spirit body. Realm, Danyuan realm, 8th heaven. Combat skills, the 7th level combat skill Ice Spirit Sword Technique, perfection, the 8th level combat skill Frozen Miles, perfection. Qin Changshen was a little surprised after taking a look at Yesuksen's attribute information. It's not that her qualifications are very good, on the contrary, her qualifications are actually a bit average. The innate ice spirit body is just an average existence among spirit bodies. But Yesuksen, at the age of 20, actually used this physique to cultivate to the 8th level of the Danyuan realm, 1 level higher than Yu Fei Yang, which is very extraordinary. Yu Fei Yang's innate killing spirit is countless times better than her innate ice spirit. This girl is an ascetic. Although his talent is somewhat poor, it does not prevent Qin Changshen from admiring him. Hard work is also an experience that rewards you tenfold. Young Master Changshen, what are you looking at? After discovering that Qin Changsheng had been staring at him without saying a word after he came in, Yesuksen asked lightly. "It's nothing, you are so simple, but you are quite different from the saintess of Loxia that I imagined." Qin Changsheng chuckled. "Sorry to disappoint Mr. Changsheng. However, Su Xian had just invited young Master Changsheng. Although there was a reason why she was impressed by young Master Kainyin, the more important reason was that Su Xian just wanted to express an attitude through young Master. Therefore, you don't need to think too much, you just need to stay here for a while and then go back. Su Xian knows that it is very bad to take advantage of the young master in this way, and please forgive me." Yesuksen apologized. Qin Changsheng probably understood what she meant. This girl obviously did it deliberately to show off to Holy Sun Loxia. She was dedicated to practicing hard and didn't want to have anything to do with Holy Sun Loxia, so she borrowed with the appearance of Qin Changsheng. He came to make Mr. Loxia give up. "Nothing to disappoint. I'm doing you a favor, and there's no need to apologize. But, do you really think that doing this and showing off will make the Holy Sun Loxia give up and allow you to practice hard without any distractions? Besides, you think with your qualifications, can it really be made up for through hard work? If my guess is correct, even though you are dedicated to cultivating, the Loxia Holy Sect does not provide you with many good resources. Because they also know very well that with a physique like yours, no matter how hard you practice, there is an upper limit." Qin Changsheng said word by word. At the beginning, Yesuksen still had a cold and indifferent attitude. After hearing this, Yesuksen's dark eyebrows wrinkled slightly. "Young Master Changsheng, what do you mean?" Yesuksen asked softly. "I mean, I can help you change everything about you, including your physique and even bloodline. I can also provide you with endless training resources, exercises, and combat skills. Of course, all this comes with a price. Just like you are in the Loxia Holy Sect, the price you pay is to be the Loxia Holy Girl. With me, the price you have to pay is, like Kingxiu and Fei'er, follow me and be my person." Qin Changsheng said calmly. Originally, he had not thought about using this method to capture the Saint of Loxia. She is just a small saint. When his plan begins, he can just grab it. However, after seeing the condition of the saint, Qin Changsheng changed his attention. She was an ascetic, and her qualifications were average. What Qin Changsheng valued was definitely not her qualifications, but her attitude and perseverance in asceticism. In case of a strong robbery, if she is hit directly, the gain will not be worth the loss. Therefore, Qin Changsheng is going to give her some psychological preparation first. Moreover, Qin Changsheng believed that the conditions he offered would be absolutely difficult for Yesuksen to refuse. "Follow you, be your person. Mr. Changsheng, please forgive me for being stupid and not understanding what you mean. In addition, young Master Changsheng said that Saint Qingyun and Fairy Kilian are all following you." Yesuksen's beautiful eyes, her thoughts changed several times, and she finally said this. "In fact, you already understand. But I'm not in a hurry, I believe you will make a choice when the summit is held tomorrow." Qin Changsheng said calmly, then turned and left. He has already laid the groundwork for himself. It would be easier if Yesuksen surrendered directly. If he couldn't surrender directly, Qin Changsheng wouldn't care. The problem of Dao Xian's perseverance was immediately overtaken. "Everything, I just have to wait for the summit to start tomorrow, and my crazy big plan can be completely implemented. Young Master Changsheng is back." "Oh, Mr. Changsheng, what kind of person is Sister Suksen? What did she talk to you about again?" As soon as Qin Changsheng floated down, Murong Fei'er and Sidu Jingxiang asked expectantly. However, Murong Fei'er habitually called her by the wrong name. Qin Changsheng took a look and saw that these two fool the little girl with expectations felt weird in her heart. The characters of these two little girls were a bit imaginary. But one was a violent little witch with a childish face, a hot body and a hot temper. The other was a childlike, cute-looking, and very charming personality. Cute, adult little loli. It's nothing, I just talked about life and ideals. Qin Changsheng said perfunctorily. The two little girls rolled their eyes, they didn't believe it at all. And the holy son of Loxia, Yu Fei Yang, whose face was already ashen and almost turning black. He felt that it was the greatest humiliation that Yu Fei Yang had ever suffered in his life. But what he never expected was that, his record of humiliation would soon be refreshed. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Fantasy, I Robbed Millions of Saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 81. Thanks for the hospitality, there's nothing else to do, so I'll take my leave. After roughly understanding the qualifications of Saint Dongxiu and Saint Loxia, Qin Changsheng was not prepared to stay any longer. He just wants to understand the situation and prepare for tomorrow's shocking plan. Then we're leaving too. As soon as Qin Changsheng left, concubine Murong and Gu Qingxiu naturally followed. Wait for me, Sister Fei, I haven't had enough fun with you yet. Young Master Changsheng, take me down the mountain, otherwise my sister will ignore me and make me jump down. The two siblings from Dongxiu Holy Land also stood up suddenly. Only the holy son of Loxia, Yu Fei Yang, who was sitting there, had a cold and gloomy look on his face. What on earth is going on with this useless holy son of Qingyun Holy Land? Why is everyone following his footsteps? And at this moment, Su Xian is here, and I would like to send you the young master Changsheng. Yesuxin's voice came from above. Everyone followed the sound and saw Yesuxin, the saint of Loxia, standing at the entrance of the cave above, smiling at everyone to say goodbye. Wow, I finally saw Sister Su Xian's true face. So beautiful, goodbye Sister Su Xian. Situ Jingxiang, an adult little Lolita, waved with a smile. Qin Changsheng also nodded lightly and said nothing. Concubine Murong and Gu Qingxiu could not help but glance at Qin Changsheng with contempt in their eyes. This bad guy, what tricks did he use against the saint of Loxia? She who has never shown up, actually came to send this bad guy off? As for the saint of Loxia, Yu Fei Yang, the whole person his eyes have turned red. The useless holy son of Qingyun Holy Land, I will kill you. Yes, he has already developed murderous intentions towards Qin Changsheng. As an innate killing spirit, he has extremely murderous intentions. Today, all his good deeds were ruined by Qin Changsheng, and because of this guy, how could he endure being humiliated again and again? Qin Changsheng felt a faint murderous aura and glanced at Holy Son Loxia without saying anything. Want to kill me? That's great. Tomorrow I will. The plan was just short of an introduction. Thinking of this, Qin Changsheng used a spiritual energy palm seal to catch the little brat, and then he floated away. Murong Fei, Gu Qingxiu, and Situ Jingxiang quickly followed. Later, at the entrance of the cave on the mountain, Saintess Loxia looked at Qin Changsheng's leaving figure, and the attitudes of Gu Qingxiu and Murong Fei following her, her beautiful eyes froze for a long time. The reason why she came out to see Qin Changsheng off. The first aspect is to prepare to carry out the trick to the end and make the holy son Loxia give up completely. The second aspect is to see whether what the immortal young master said is true or false. Now seeing the attitudes of concubine Murong and Gu Qingxiu, her heart was in chaos. This person is actually telling the truth. But why? Saint Qingyun can still understand. After all, Saint Qingyun will be the inheritor of Qingyun Holy Land in the future. Then why did concubine Murong of the Scarlet Demon sect follow her? With the character of a demon sect monk, it is impossible to give in easily. She couldn't understand these doubts, and the questions Qin Changsheng left made her even more confused about what to do. Can he help her change her physique and bloodline? He could even provide her with endless cultivation resources. Could this be true? Where did he get such confidence? Outside Loxia Mountain, Qin Changsheng put down the little guy Sidu Zaiwen. Thank you, Mr. Changsheng. Siblings Sidu Zaiwen and Sidu Jingxiang expressed their thanks at the same time. Murong Fei and Gu Qingxiu felt awkward again when they heard this. Are you thanking him? You're welcome, it's just a trivial matter, nothing worth mentioning. Qin Changsheng waved his hand. Murong Fei and Gu Qingxiu were even more crushed. This bad guy is really good at pretending. Young Master Changsheng and my two sisters, not far ahead is the headquarters of Dongxiu Holy Land in the southeastern border city. Do you want to come and sit with me? Sidu Jingxiang invited. This innocent and charming little lowly and Qin Changsheng haven't had enough fun yet. No. Qin Changsheng refused directly. It's not that he felt guilty, it was just that he felt it was unnecessary. The robbery will start tomorrow, why are there so many bells and whistles today? What if this adult little lowly accepts it for a while during the robbery tomorrow? No, it would be bad if I cry in anger again. Oh well. Sidu Jingxiang said with some disappointment. Then, the group began to move forward. Although they were not going to be guests, Qin Changsheng and others would still pass by Dongxiu Holy Land's residence here, Dongxiu Villa, on their way back. Young Master Changsheng, Sister Fei, Sister Qingxiu, goodbye. At the entrance of Dongxiu Villa, Sidu Jingxiang and his brother waved goodbye to Qin Changsheng and others with reluctant eyes. And just when Qin Changsheng waved his hands and was about to move on, something happened that he did not expect. Something happened. Mr. Changsheng, now that you have arrived at the door, come and sit in the villa and have a sip of spiritual tea. The voice of a middle-aged man came from Dongxiu Villa. It's the father. Oops, young Master Changsheng, my father has invited you, you guys, just go and sit down. Sister and brother Sidu Jingxiang said with joy. Obviously, the person who spoke, was the Holy Master of Dongxiu Holy Land, Sidu Hanhai, a monk at the second level of Qi-Si realm. Hearing this voice, Qin Changsheng's heart sank. Murong Fei and Gu Qingxiu also looked at each other and smiled bitterly. What's going on? The Holy Land of Dongxiu Holy Land, actually invite them? They usually don't get involved in the affairs of the younger generation, just like Holy Lord Loxia just now, who never showed up from the beginning to the end. Could it be that, people knew that he and others robbed someone else's home? But that's not right. According to the speed at which they fly on the bloody red Luan, they are definitely much faster than ordinary monks. Those elders in Dongxiu Holy Land, those with the highest cultivation level, are only at the 9th level of Danyuan realm. He rushed to report the news non-stop, and it would take 2 or 3 days. For a moment, the two girls were at a loss and looked at Qin Changsheng. They didn't realize that they were used to listening to this guy on everything. Since the Holy Lord Dongxiu has already invited us, we can only do it disrespectfully. Qin Changsheng said with a chuckle. He was confused just now, he was just afraid that his plan would be disrupted. If he is really discovered, he will not be afraid of a Dongxiu Holy Lord who is at the second level of the Qi-Si realm. The worst thing is, kill him, rob the saint of Dongxiu, and then start running away with the others, and make new plans to rob other saints. After saying that, Qin Changsheng stepped into the air and flew straight towards Dongxiu Villa. Although the two girls were worried, they had no choice but to follow. The 6th update, please customize and order in full. Fantasy, I robbed millions of saints. Author, The Dream of a Million Saints. Chapter 83. As night fell, Qin Changsheng and his party left Dongxiu Villa. Young master, after we went out, what did you and Holy Lord Dongxiu talk about? It feels like after you finished talking, his attitude towards you was immediately different. On the way back, Gu Qingxiu asked in confusion. Yes. He actually kept you here overnight, does he know that you looted their cave Holy Land? Murong concubine was also very confused and couldn't figure out what was going on. He knows. Qin Changsheng shows his hands. What? He knows. The two women said in unison. Even the shocked expressions on the two beautiful faces were the same. Well, he knows it all. However, he thanked me very much. Alas, I have no choice but to accept it reluctantly. Qin Changsheng said to the two women with a chuckle. The two women rolled their eyes. Then does he know that you slept in her daughter's cave, or even on her bed? Concubine Murong suddenly said something again. Qin Changsheng was ashamed. This, he shouldn't know. Qin Changsheng himself is not sure. Although the heavenly evolution method of Dongxu Holy Land has been passed down to this generation, it is also very incomplete, but the Dongxu Holy Land is still somewhat capable. For the future, his heavenly evolution he can't see clearly. But he can still make inseparable guesses about the past. In addition to the ancestral precepts left by Patriarch Dongxu, many things about Qin Changsheng were deduced by him, such as he is not the holy son of King Yun. But how he spent the night in Dongxu Holy Land. Whether he deduced it or not, Qin Changsheng didn't know. He didn't think much about it at the time, but now that he thinks about it, if Sidu Hanhai knew, seems quite embarrassing. Even if he doesn't know it now, he will probably know it when he returns to Dongxu Holy Land in the future. Gu Qingxiu said something again. This time, Qin Changsheng was completely speechless. It seems that this is really the case. However, just know that Qin Changsheng has no intention to care about this. Back at King Yongxuan, the two girls went to bed together again. Qin Changsheng really wanted to run over and separate the two of them. But tonight, he couldn't. Tomorrow is the day when the summit begins. Qin Changsheng has to wait and wait until Holy Lord King Yun returns. It will be more convenient to deal with him first and then carry out his big plan. This was also the reason why he didn't stay at Dongxu Villa. However, the night passed quietly. Holy Lord King Yun still hasn't come back yet. Young Master, good morning. Young Master, good morning. Early in the morning, two stunning little maids, Gu Qingxiu in white and concubine Murong in red, came to greet Qin Changsheng. Unknowingly, the two of them became more and more accustomed to this kind of interaction with Qin Changsheng. Living status. Well, pack up and prepare to head to the outer city to attend the summit. The so-called summit is the sex holy land in the entire gilded domain, a grand gathering for exchanges. The threshold for receiving an invitation to the summit is that there is a Qi realm powerhouse in the sect. Generally speaking, there is a small summit once every 5 years and a big summit once every 10 years. This year, it is the big summit once every 10 years. And what's different from the past is, the previous summits only required the participation of the sect leaders and saints of each sect. This year, the Lord of the Gilded Domain issued an order, saying that saints could also participate. Even, the outer city will be open to everyone, so that everyone can watch this event. Qin Changsheng and the two girls tidied up and arrived at the entrance of the outer city. Wow, is that the saint of Loxia Holy Land, Yesuxin? It's so simple to wear, but so beautiful. Saint son of Loxia Yu Fi Yang, the third most powerful spirit body with innate killing, tisk tisk, I'm so envious. Here we go again, holy maiden of Dongxu, what a lovely dress, what a lovely outfit. Holy son Dongxu, haha, I was bullied by my sister again. At the entrance of the outer city, almost all the people from the southeastern border city gathered here. They had to wait for the people from the Holy Land to enter before they could enter from the back, so they had nothing to do and just watched the situation in several holy lands. Every day whenever a saint son or a saint girl passes by, it will cause an uproar. Until, Qin Changsheng came here with his 2 girls. Wait a minute, who are these men and 2 women? These 2 women are so beautiful. Are they saints? But, how could the saint be held by a man, and there were 2 of them, held by the same man? Yes, who is this man? He is so lucky. Oh my God, you don't even know him, this is Holy Son King Yun. Holy Son King Yun? The Holy Son who has no physique but whose physique was activated by Holy Lord King Yun the day after tomorrow? He has the nerve to come. Yes, and the 2 fairies beside him, don't tell me, they are King Yun Saint Gu King Xiu. No, these are 2 people. SHHH, please keep your voices down. This Holy Son King Yun has a very bad temper. When he came to King Yun Pavilion yesterday, an elder was killed because he didn't recognize him. It is said that the other one was also killed. So cruel. What's even more cruel is, what you just said is correct, the fairy in white clothes next to him is the King Yun Saint Gu King Xiu, and the fairy in red clothes is the Kilian fairy Murong Fair of the Kilian demon section. What? Is it really fairy King Xiu, that innate immortal spirit? Concubine Murong from the Scarlet Demon sect? That Kilian fairy with fire Kylan bloodline? Oh my God, how could the 2 of them be held by that good-for-nothing Holy Son? For the appearance of Qin Changsheng and the 2 girls. The entire entrance to the outer city should not be too confusing. There is no way. This picture is really incredible and shocking to everyone. But what shocked everyone even more was what happened next. Hi, Mr. Changsheng, Sister Fei, Sister King Xiu. Seeing Qin Changsheng and others, Dongxiu Saint Sidu Jingxiang, who had already run over, actually ran back and stood with Qin Changsheng and others. Then, Immortal Son Saintess Loxia, on the side, actually gave Qin Changsheng a bow and said hello. This time, everyone was even more unable to calm down. The saint of Dongxiu is quirky, innocent, and charming, so maybe she just needs to know the Holy Son of King Yun. The saintess of Loxia is famous for being ignored by no one. Saint Son Loxia pursues her in every possible way, but she never gives up. She fell behind just now because she didn't want to get too close to Saint Son Loxia. But she actually said hello to that Holy Son King Yun. And he looked very respectful, which everyone couldn't understand. That is why at 2 o'clock in the morning, the first update was delivered. Those who haven't slept, squeak. Sister Rong was the most fierce yesterday.